Why, hello there. Haven't seen you guys in a while. If I popped up in your prescription box, yeah, prescribing you good content. If I popped up in your subscription box and you thought, who the hell is this? I don't recognize this person. I understand. You probably subscribed to me last summer, and maybe from this video. That is my claim to fame. I tell everyone about it. So if you were a viewer, subscriber, a liker, or a commenter, I thank you, because that's the only interesting piece of information I have from this Panasonic. That's what we'll call her.
Ladies and gentlemen, her.
However, I have been on youtube.com, just not on this channel. I have been much more present on Bright Trips YouTube channel. That is the company I work for, and I am a lucky little lassie, and I get to make YouTube videos for my job sometimes. So if you want to see me talking about travel related content, I suggest you go to Bright Trips YouTube channel, where I have been much more present. I have a second channel. I know people hate that. I also hate subscribing to second channels, which is why I made it, because it is a shit posting channel where I literally record on photo booth and just talk about whatever I want. Honestly, I don't recommend you subscribe to that, but I'll link it below just in case you want to check it out, make fun of me, whatever. And I know you're thinking, get into the appendix birth story, but I want to just share something. I want to talk, catch up. And I'm going to explain. There's the 4 horsemen, the little mix of why I was gone. First, depression. Second, Animal Crossing, which I have recently stopped playing mostly, which is why I'm here. Third, nose job. I'm just kidding. I did get a nose surgery. Hey. Not a nose job, unfortunately. I had a deviated septum and a lot of shit in my nose, basically. Like, it was pretty disgusting. I did a vlog of it. I didn't post it. I mean, I do that. That's just very on brand for me. I film a lot of stuff. I make a lot of videos, and I just never post them because I think they're not good enough, which is precisely why I am here with this microphone, to give me confidence, and I'm just trying to make videos again. You'll see on some Bright Trip videos, actually. I'll give a little clippy here where I literally couldn't talk. Medieval was a patriarchal social order where women's concerns and issues were considered secondary to those to men. I could not breathe out of either nostril, honey. It was not good. I was out of breath when I would talk, and it sounded horrible. And I didn't want to have to put you guys through that here. And then I was okay for a bit. And then my appendix burst, which is the 4th horseman of me being absent on this platform. It's kind of crazy that I have 8,000 subscribers, because I don't know, it's just crazy. I love how it's like 8 million subscribers. No, 8,000, and I panicked. That's funny, because my dreams in childhood, no cap, I'm not kidding, ask anyone I know since I was 8 years old, is to be a YouTube star. I got 8,000 subscribers, and I was like, ooh, I don't want to be perceived. Bye. But I'm okay now. I don't really know how people go viral. I would be unwell. Let's get into the appendix, however. I think talking about my appendix bursting let me talk again. Let me try and say this with my brain and not my mouth. I think talking about my appendix bursting is a really good story to ease my way back into YouTube. Yes. Okay, where do I want to start? Also, I got this t-shirt. It says, here, my microphone is, you just have to look. I can't read it and hold it up at the same time. I'm so happy that my appendix literally burst with joy. And that was gifted to me by my bestie, Angelica Violet. She has a YouTube channel here, and she's way more consistent than me, and she's also really great and wonderful and talks about very important topics. Linking her channel below and linking it up in that corner. Don't know which one it is, so I'm not going to embarrass myself. Ooh. I've been nursing this coffee. It looks like it's being nursed. Girlie's almost green.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Okay, let's talk about the appendix, because that's what most of you may be here for. I don't even know if anyone's gonna actually watch this, but I kind of love that. Let's talk. So picture it. It is 2021. I'm going into the year feeling good. Around January 15th, I was vibing. I was doing my manifesting. I was doing my gratitude journal. I was looking at my vision board right here. And then one random Sunday afternoon, I get the worst pain in my belly. Now, I do have gastrointestinal issues. So, naturally, with this pain in my belly, I said, geez, this hurts, but it's probably just period cramps or something. It was really bad pain. Like, I would be like, ugh, ooh. I was curled over like this. Oh, ow, ow. Like that all day. Oh, it was also in this area. Prime appendix area. My pops was like, it's your appendix, babes. And I was like, no. So I made a doctor's appointment. No, I did not. I went to the local immediate care. And PA saw me and they had asked if a student can come in. I don't know the proper term. A shadow? They were shadowing. I was like, sure, come on in here, check it out. And she was feeling around my belly and it didn't hurt too bad when they would press on it, because the next day it honestly didn't hurt too bad. So she's like, I don't really know what this could be. So they got in the main PA guy and he was poking at my belly too. And he's like, if this was your appendix, you would be jumping off the table if I poked you. And I was like, true. And he's like, I think it's your ovary. It's an ovarian cyst. And I was like, okay, what do I do? He's like, it'll pass. If it comes back, then probably go to the emergency room. But if it doesn't, you're probably fine. You know, being a woman, I'm used to this type of stuff. Honestly, sometimes my period cramps were worse than the pain of my appendix bursting. I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding. And for a week, I was fine. No pain. Everything was Gucci. Wonderful.
I love good news. Love good news.
And then the next Sunday, the exact next week after, I had this pain again. So I made an appointment with my doctor. I had gotten an appointment the next day, which was really lovely on Monday. You hear this? This is my brother's vehicle. It's so loud. So I got an appointment with Dr. Bob. Oh, I shouldn't say his whole name. I'll say Dr. Bob. I got an appointment with Dr. Bob and he's so cool. He was wearing his like Jordans and his scrubs and stuff. And he's just like, what's going on? And I told him. He's like, yeah, I think it could be an ovarian cyst. Might have been an ovarian cyst that burst. I'm not sure. And you should go get an ultrasound. And I was like, okay. So I ended up going the same day to get the ultrasound. And I got the ultrasound. And then I had another student and she was I don't know. I'm always someone who's going to let the student in and study. They're doing their studies. I don't mind. So given the ultrasound, it's fun. I have the jelly on my belly. It's all cool. I go home and I get the results on my chart, which is the app where you can get all of your doctor info. Let me try and think about what they said. There was a 7 centimeter, what did they say? It was concerning the way they put it. They found a 7 centimeter mass. That was the word mass in that area after the ultrasound. And naturally the word mass scared the living shit out of me.
It was scary.
And then they requested I got a CT scan. So I got a CT scan. The CT people at the CT imaging center were like, yes, you can come in 1 week. And I was like, okay. However, my mom was like, absolutely not. You're going tomorrow. So I called them back and I was like, hey, is there any way I can come in like tomorrow or today? They were like, yes, we have an appointment available at 4 p.m. if you can make it. And this time it was already like 2:30. So we go to the imaging center and I had her drink this disgusting little smoothie drink. I love how they said it was mixed berry smoothie. It was not mixed berry. It tasted like absolute shit. It was supposed to be a contrast to help see everything. I got my CT scan finally and I was vibing. I was like, okay, got that done. My mom made Italian beef sandwiches for dinner and I was so excited to have my Italian beef after drinking that nasty little smoothie. So I get home, I'm eating my Italian beef, I'm vibing, and then my mother receives a call from the doctor at the imaging center and he's like, hey bestie. Also, he's at the gym. Like, he's literally at the gym working out and he's calling my mother. My mother's like, what the fuck's going on? Hey, bestie, are you Jordan's mom? I'm 24. Why are they calling my mom? They should have called me. Anyway, she's like, yes, her appendix burst. You guys need to go to the emergency room right now. So she's like, what? She's on the little armchair watching TV. I think we were watching Schitt's Creek. I'm eating my Italian beef. I'm living. I'm so happy and at peace. And then she's like, okay. Hangs up. She's like, we need to go to the hospital. I'm like, okay. So we go to the emergency room, the local emergency room in my town, and they get me in all of the gear, the little gown. They put me in the gown. A doc comes in and she's like, hey, we don't know what's going on, but just sit tight. Did you eat anything perchance just in case you need to get surgery tonight? I'm like, oh yeah, I had an Italian beef. She's like, you had an Italian beef and your appendix burst. I was like, yeah. The mystery of a lot of this is that I didn't have any of the symptoms of a person who has their appendix burst. I was eating fine. Yes, I was in pain. It was for a day. I could move fine. My stomach wasn't really hurting that much. I wasn't nauseous. I didn't have much of any of the symptoms that happens when your appendix bursts. So that made things a bit confusing. I'm laying in the hospital bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then the doc comes back in and she's like, you're going to have to go to the larger hospital that's about 30 minutes away because the specialist needs to see you. And I was like, okay, naturally I'm thinking about this is going to cost me so much money. And so me and my mom drive to the hospital 30 minutes away and they put me in the emergency room again. And I'm waiting around and one of the doctors comes in. He's like, Bestie, your appendix literally burst. And I was like, yeah. He's like, and you're fine? I'm like, I feel fine. He's like, have you been eating? I'm like, yeah, I just had an Italian beef. He's like, whoa. I'm like, I know. Isn't that kind of crazy? He was just like a doctor that I just popped in because he was interested, because that was not the doctor I saw the rest of my stay. The main doctor, Dr. A, I don't know if I'm supposed to say doctors' names, so I'm just gonna say Dr. A. He comes in, he's like, hey. And I was like, hey, I recognize you. You took out my mom's gallbladder last year. He was like, I don't know who you are. So he was like, yes, your appendix has burst, but your body has actually created a seal for the tear of the burst. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but what he told me is that the day my appendix burst and all of this nasty shit was coming out into my body's like, help, help. And I wasn't doing shit to help it. My body's like, I guess I'll do it myself. And closed or created a seal or sealed up the appendix. And he said that this is called like a flagnon. I don't know if that's the correct word, but he said that it does happen. Insane. My body healed itself. I literally love my body, but the appendix didn't need to come out. So I'm like, so are we doing this? Are you getting surgery or whatever? He's like, no, actually you need to wait a little bit because a lot of my organs were inflamed. So my colon
Out loud.
Edward colon. My colon was really inflamed along with other organs that are down there, I guess, because of the bursting drama. So they were like, we need to wait to give you surgery for the inflammation to go down. And I was like, okay, so I can leave. He's like, actually, no, you need to stay in the hospital for 3 days. I was in the hospital for 3 nights. I don't like being in the hospital. I'll tell you that for free. I could not eat. They had me on a clear liquid diet for 2 days. I had an Italian beef and I'm vibing. Please just give me some food. The last night I was there, they were like, okay, you can have solid food. I was like, thank you. So I ordered myself a salmon. I don't want to know how much that salmon cost me on that medical bill, but it was worth it. It was delicious. I had mashed potatoes with it. It was so good. The doctor was like, take it easy. I was like, I will. I will also take a cheesecake with that, sir. It was so dramatic. What else happened? Oh yes, I was apparently in the hospital because my white blood cell count was too high, but I was like, I'm also on my period. And this was also a point in time where I couldn't breathe out of my nose again after I had gotten my deviated septum surgery, which is really tragic. So I couldn't breathe out of my nose. I had my period and my appendix burst. And I was like, geez, I would feel bad for myself, but I'm just happy that I'm alive, to be honest. And it was a really great moment where I was like, all my friends were texting me, calling me, just making sure I was okay. I felt so, oh, and my family too. But I felt so loved. So that was good, but also kind of a downer that it had a burst. So I ended up having to get my surgery 2 months later. So in March, I ended up getting my surgery to get this little nugget out. It was basically just like a little nugget at this point. It really wasn't an appendix anymore because she had burst and I was worried. I had asked him, I'm like, is it gonna burst again? He's like, well, it already did, bestie. So it won't again. He's like, no. I had some appointments leading up to my surgery. One of my personal favorite appointments was when I went in and, you know, it was just a little bit of a surgery prep appointment. So I got to ask the questions that I was dying to know. And he was going to tell me what to prepare for. So he was telling me 3 things could happen in this surgery. A, you can just get the appendix out because all of the inflammation in your organs have gone down. 2, you can have a little bit of your colon removed, but it's not going to really cause any problems because most of the inflammation went down. Or 3, a large part of your colon could be taken out and you will not be well because none of the inflammation really went down. And I was like, okay, so what do you mean? Like, what will happen? Well, you would have diarrhea. Okay, for how long? He's like, forever, maybe, probably forever. So I could potentially have diarrhea forever after the surgery. He's like, yeah. Great. So that was really fun to hear because for the next few weeks, I was mentally preparing to have diarrhea for the rest of my life. I asked what the likeliness of that would be, and he's like, we don't know until we get in there. And I was like, okay, great. Other than that, I was vibing. I was on an anti-inflammatory diet for a while, which made me feel actually really good because I wasn't eating Italian beefs once a week. So then the surgery, March 13th, I think it was, I had to do bowel prep, which was not something I recommend. Just thinking about these smoothies were I don't want to think about it. So let's move past that. And I was empty going into the hospital. I was completely empty. But I was actually pretty nervous for the surgery. And it's interesting to me because I'm not usually nervous about this type of stuff. But I guess because it was a major surgery and I had the potential of having diarrhea forever, I was a little bit more nervous. So I was just sitting around for a while. And then they brought me in. They put some stuff into my IV. He's like, we're going to get the party started early in the hallway. And I was like, okay, let's go. Let's party. And then we get into the surgery room. I don't know if that's the proper word. Operation room, perhaps. I'd only seen one season of Grey's Anatomy. Oh, they were playing music. And I was like, ooh, we got a party going on in here. This is good vibes. They're like, you like music? I said, yes, I love music. I wanted to stay up and party with them, so I kept trying to stay awake. Do you ever do that when you are about to get surgery and you're about to be put under, but you want to stay awake? I felt like I had FOMO. I was like, they're having fun. But I ended up passing out. And then I woke up and I was like, whoa, I'm alive. And the surgery went well. They only had to take out a little tiny bit of my appendix, which was wonderful. No, a little tiny bit of my colon. The appendix was gone. And it was fun. It was fine. I had 4 little incisions on my belly. The incisions are pretty small, which is really nice. And I've been massaging bio oil on them every night. So hopefully they will disappear for the summertime. I will say I wasn't expecting to be in so much pain. I don't know why, because I literally got something ripped out of me, but my stomach was hurting. Like I couldn't move really. I couldn't like get up on my own and stuff, but I was really excited that it was over with, and I'm now fully recovered, which is really exciting, and I'm able to do ab workouts and lift over 20 pounds, which is also exciting because I need to prep for hot girl summer. That was a little update on my life. I don't know if that was exciting at all. I don't know if that was a good comeback video. Well, if you're here still, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this long. If you like me, you can subscribe. I hope to make videos more frequently. I do have a vlog edited. Maybe that'll be up soon. I don't know. Okay, I am also redoing this wall back here. You can't see it, but it's not cute. And so I'm doing a little bit of a collage wall, which I'm really excited to do. So if you're interested in the interior design type of stuff, I recommend you subscribe. Maybe turn on those notifications too, because YouTube has probably shadow banned me, and I don't blame them. I have been disrespectful to them after they put one of my videos on the algorithm. She rode that algorithm. I didn't do anything after that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I'll just see you in the next one. Bye.